What is up, guys? Dashing here, and we are live for Shockwave number 157, and a great show in store. As always, guys, we're jumping straight into the action here as Michael Hawk of the Hallowed prepares to go one-on-one with Cam Harris of the Second Estate and the Intercontinental Champion Gus Novell in his Sunday finest. Going to be backing up Hawk for this one as the sort of territory war we've seen get kicked up these past couple of weeks. After the draft, the Hallowed coming from Octane to Shockwave and running right into Cam Harris and the Charm City Kings, who insist that this is their yard and the Hallowed need to fall in line. But obviously Hunter Quinn and his hounds are not keen on doing so. We saw the Second Estate pick up a trios win at last Shockwave. Hawk is hoping to fire back here by maybe knocking Cam Harris down a peg or two with the role that the Sin City Savior has been on over these last few months. The World Tag Team Champions, Michael Carter and Brandon Ace at his side. The Second Estate is running the show, says Cam Harris. And it's hard to argue. But welcome in, my fine feathered friends. A big old for sure show that we've got right here tonight. Little aneurysm there. Nice and early on in the episode. Always a good sign. But our main event, guys, is a big one. The captain goes one-on-one with Brina Storey in a matchup that could certainly have implications when it comes to the Divine Championship and its new holder, the inaugural Divine, Danielle Davis, the victor of that Divine Invitational. Last Shockwave to become the very first ever champion. Of course, Remmy was the runner-up. Brina Storey made it to the final three, so whomever's able to win in our main event between them, maybe they'll be first in line to challenge Danielle Davis for her Divine Championship. But things are getting hot already here between Michael Hawk and Cam Harris, two former world champions going at it to get things started tonight. It was kicked to the gut there by Harris. Of course, Cam stares down the barrel at one of the biggest matches of his CMV career, ending this season in his hometown of Las Vegas, Nevada, facing off against Shay Hoxton in the Gamblers' final match. That's, though, I don't say this lightly, if Shay Hoxton makes it to that final match at Final Stand, because we now know it is official. Hoxton accepted Morgan's challenge. It's going to be Shay Hoxton, Morgan, in the very first ever barbed wire death match at Bloodsport, an appropriate setting, and that's why I say Hoxton will be lucky to even make it to Final Stand. That could very well end up being his last match ever, because, I mean, I don't even know exactly what a match like that entails. I would take a guess that there's probably going to be a barbed wire involved in some capacity, but beyond that, I feel like anything could happen, and, well, it definitely won't be a match for the squeamish, but I think the event overall, Bloodsport, won't be for anyone queasy, easily made queasy, because we also got the Elimination Chamber matchup returning. Slingshot leg drop to the back of the head as Michael Hawk is currently in control. Just saw Carter slide a kendo stick into the ring. We've also got an exposed turnbuckle. The Charter City Kings are doing a lot of work here early on to try and help out Cam Harris, but it's not doing them all too much good. He's got Harris up off the top with a pedigree, just plunging Harris face first down onto the canvas. The Intercontinental Champion Gus Devell watching closely from ringside. Been a lot of turmoil within the Howlet. I mean, pretty much since its inception, but especially these last couple of weeks. I saw Madison Quinn put her hands on Gus Devell after last episode of Shockwave. Suffice to say, the Howlet, they need to get back to their winning ways, and Hawk is hoping to maybe do that, but Harris won't be looking to make it easy. And Gus Devell, with a distraction to help Hawk out here, allows the former CMV champion to get back into the ring, but Harris, drop kick beautifully done there. Hawk, the ring awareness on display as he quickly escapes straight back in, though, and Harris gonna pounce on him, elbows here to the midsection. Well, a little bit later on, guys, I hope you're strapped in, because this one could easily steal the show. Remmy Martin and his new attitude will be going one-on-one with Lorenzo Alexander. We've also got Carlos Corvo, may have dodged the challenge from Diamante last Shockwave, but not tonight. Those two will meet one-on-one. Also, guys, we're going to hear from the Twisted Sisters a response to the accusations made by the media outcast, specifically S.J. Ray. Last Shockwave, big double knee face breaker. Not much of a party for Hawk here, but a kick out. He's not fully out of this one yet. Oh, man. Harris chopping the absolute hell out of Michael Hawk. Gonna need some suntan lotion after that one. Oh, Gus Devell took off the top turnbuckle coat with the ref. Saw him do it. Hawk hits a pile driver, and Devell accidentally might cost Hawk the win, because look at this. That was a 3 count easily. But the ref was distracted fixing the top turnbuckle there. But Hawk wastes no time. Censorship is cinched in. And Harris, will he become a victim of the Hallowed? No. The Sin City Savior does escape and immediately looks to hit the jackpot. What a response from Harris. 1, 2, kick out at 2.999. Whew. Doesn't get much closer to that right there. Harris knows he's got Hawk hurt. Hawk's the kind of man you don't want to play around with. You've got him beat. Take your shot, Harris. Looking to do just that. Vintage. Coming out of that corner. Destino! No! Michael Hawk denies Destino. Great counter. As he now locks in a Dragon Sleeper. Lavelle arguing with some fans in the front row over there. Pay attention, buddy. Harris escapes the Dragon Sleeper. Comes out of the corner. Don't think that's what he was looking for. That was a desperate attempt there, though, and unfortunately did not pay off. Now look at these hammer shots. Big clothesline from Harris. Dan going to try to slow things down a second, catch his breath. Maybe looking to set up for Destino again. Maybe not. 21! A little shout out to Shea Hoxton before they eat it. Final stamina kick out at 2.5. Oh, Hawk, you're not going to find any refuge over there, my friend. Hello? Oh, the ref saw that, and Brandon Ace has been tossed from ringside. That should be a disqualification, but at least the ref has ejected Brandon Ace, if nothing else. Right in front of the ref, Ace just stopped, but Hawk, censorship, locked in again. Once again, censorship, but Cam Harris escapes. Brandon Ace sent to the back. Michael Carter is still over there, though. And a shoulder breaker. Harris going to the corner. Digging down deep. That Blake Virtue blockbuster. Rest in peace, Blake Virtue, as Harris falls into the pin, but another kick out by Hawk. A very lenient referee, but I'd say braver than most refs. Well, some referees here in CMV wouldn't even have ejected a Brandon Ace after seeing that. Scoop slam by Harris out of the corner. Looks like Harris going to go up top. In the danger zone here is Michael Carter. Nothing but net. A three-pointer by Cam Harris off the top there and gets the win. Again, the Second Estate bests the Hallowed. The misfortunes continue for the Hallowed, as it might just be a matter of fact. This ain't their show. Shockwave belongs to the Second Estate. Harris proves it again. And I see him looking over there at Gus Novell. Maybe Cam Harris, after a win like this, might be eyeing up that Intercontinental Championship. What a match between these two to kick off the show, but again, really should have been a disqualification after that blatant attack from Brandon Ace at ringside. I digress. Referee's discretion. The Second Estate on top. It doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. He got the Timbs on. What size you think he's rocking there, man? That's a 20. Well, we just saw the Hallowed suffer yet another L, but maybe the night can be salvaged. Up next, as Madison Quinn looks to take her shot against the Zero-G champion, Selena Satoru. Championship not on the line, but this one coming our way after a couple of weeks ago. The wrong place, wrong time situation for Satoru, as Madison Quinn was livid. When isn't she? Really is the question. But particularly livid, and kind of took out her anger on the first person she saw in the women's locker room, which so happened to be Selena Satoru. Now the Zero-G champion searching for a measure of payback here tonight. Oh, look at Madison hiding behind the steel steps. Sneaky. For such a big woman, Madison Quinn hiding well there and pouncing on the champion. Satoru just not seeing it coming at all there. And this match has not started. Now it might, if the referee allows it to. It's up to him. And he will ring the bell, so this match is still going to go ahead. Championship not on the line. But I can only imagine Madison is even angry after seeing the Hallowed lose again. In our opening matchup a couple minutes ago, Michael Hawk defeated by Cam Harris. So Madison is just unleashing all of her wrath on Satoru here. And the champion get going. There we go. A knee to the midsection. Both these women had very good runs in the Divine Invitational last Shockwave. Madison Quinn made it all the way to the final four, I believe. Right? I think Brina Storey pinned Madison Quinn. Yeah. And then Zoe Remmy pinned Brina Storey. So if it's the final four, and Selena Satoru actually kicked things off the Invitational against Jade Divine, and they had a pretty great back and forth. Lasted a minute, too, did Satoru, before getting eliminated. Back into the card number time, and obviously Madison Quinn's going to enjoy a considerable strength advantage. That doesn't stop Satoru here. Catching her in a side headlock. Turns it into a waist lock with Madison. Madison Quinn, I feel like, has kind of stepped up as the leader of the Hallowed in recent weeks. Even though Hunter Quinn is, Madison's been the one kind of getting the soldiers in line aggressively, physically. There are many people who would tell you that's not leadership, but you know, whipping those boys into shape, if you will, kind of taking charge. Standing side headlock by Madison now, showing that she's more than just her strength. Look at her wrestling abilities on display here by Madison. Well, gets her off. Does Satoru, who's been a great Zero-G champion, and I'd say undisputedly the greatest Zero-G champion of this season. I mean, statistically, it can't be disputed. 4 successful defenses, the most of any champion this season. Been a fighting champion. Madison Quinn, though, might be looking to take that championship from her. I'd say if she wins this non-title match, no doubt she'll deserve a crack at the gold. But Selena came into this matchup already not at 100% after what Madison Quinn did to her a couple weeks ago. Now add in that pre-match ambush. It's honestly surprising that Satoru has lasted this long. It was impressive. Put in the tree of woe. Selena Satoru, but a kick to the top of the head by Quinn. And she now closes the distance Scoops her up. And a shoulder breaker. You guys, also coming up here tonight, we are set to see Roderick Devaney and Owen O'Rourke meet one-on-one. A friendship on thin ice. Almost went through the ice to Selena Satoru right there off that choke slam. Now, unfortunately for Satoru, I don't think that Madison Quinn is done at all. Discus punch. From off the fireman's carry. Our Zero-G champion desperate for a chance to just catch her breath, but oh, Madison. And trying to drag her into position for the beast bite. Satoru. Won it for so long. There's a scoop slam. Gonna try to win off of that. And a kick out at one. And now off the ropes. Boot. Right to the side of the head. It's about as one-sided as it gets right now, and that's no surprise. Again, considering that pre-match attack. Spins her around. Psycho Drilla! But Selena! Oh, man. An effort was made there, but Satoru might not even know where the hell she is. She just kind of flailed at Madison Quinn there, and it did not pay off, unsurprisingly. Now an Irish whip. Drops down to Quinn. One-handed spine buster. Whew. Felt that one myself. Selena try to use her speed, her agility to outmaneuver Madison Quinn. It gets caught again. Modified crossface. Champion not gonna so easily give in. Back to her feet. Wheelbarrow DDT. And a hook of the legs. Desperation here does not pay off. But Satoru gonna take her best shot here. Takes Madison Quinn down. But Quinn, although the damage might have been done to her right there, able to escape with some well-placed punches. And this is the last place Madison Satoru wants to be at the hands of Madison Quinn. Tries for a kick. Oh, might have tweaked her knee. Maybe not. Whoa! And even the referee got caught up in that. I couldn't even tell you exactly what we just saw, but Madison, too big. And there's that sit-out choke slam. But the referee is down. Madison could have the match won. What is she doing here at ringside now? She's going up to the top rope. Huge splash. Oh, Madison's got this in the bag. But somebody might need to get out here and help the ref. He's okay. Selena Satoru, on the other hand, can't say the same. Both women are bleeding. They must have both gotten busted open on that wild exchange a minute ago. Just throws her to the outside of the ring now. Just Madison, impatient. Certainly not a virtue that Madison Quinn subscribes to, patience. Grabs her by the hand, but a forearm smash. Gonna turn her around. Nice Tanahashi clothesline and a drop kick to the side of the head. I say again that Selena Satoru being able to mount this much of a fight after Madison Quinn attacked her during her entrance is impressive. This one's not over yet. Satoru back into the ring. Quinn right behind her. Not the time to chat shit at Madison Quinn with a knee right to the side of the head. Grab by the back of the head. Gonna try to drag her over to the ropes perhaps, but the Zero-G champion mounting a comeback Irish whip into the ref. Come on, he's gone through enough in this match already. What's this? Backstabber! Tilt the world backstabber Satoru doesn't want to risk a rope break though. Problem is that wastes a lot of time. And the ref taking his time getting into position. Will it still be enough? No. A kick out at 2. Crawls into the corner. Does Madison quit? Now she's the one on the receiving end of a beatdown. Hobble out of that corner. But again, Madison is too damn big. And a sleeper is applied to the champion jawbreaker to get her out of it. What a match here. Big risk and it doesn't pay off for Selena Satoru. Madison, thinking about taking to the air, hesitated though a bit too long. And a Destino from Satoru, who now looks like she's going to go up top. Body splash. The heart of Selena Satoru is being showcased here tonight. The knee gets blocked. But a kick to fire back. The blood all over her face. Satoru gonna take to the air again. Super kick! What a counter! But gets right back up. Just no damn quit. And our Zero-G champion, slobber knocker. Right hook to the jaw. Back to the top. A leg drop. Well, Madison Quinn tries desperately to roll out of the way, but it was not fast enough. Selena, she can't be stopped. Frog splash! Goes pear-shaped and a knee to the gut. That could have cracked a rib. Satoru now gasping for air as Madison Quinn stalks her into the corner. There's going to be no safety found there. Watch the referee's count, though. Such a great match. Don't want to see it end by disqualification at this point. Vintage Tiger Bomb. 1, 2. Selena will not die. No, Beast Bite. Beast Bite is at last locked in. The Beast Bite has Satoru caught. But will she give in? She has no choice but to tap out. Hung in there for as long as she could. This is a huge win for Madison Quinn, and a much needed win for the Hallowed. Well, when you consider the fact that Selena Satoru was attacked by Madison Quinn a couple weeks ago, and again, before this match even started, it makes her performance in this match that much more impressive. But Madison Quinn was a woman on a mission here tonight. And the Beast Bite, we saw Satoru fight for as long as she possibly could. Well, Madison Quinn wasn't about to let her go anywhere. Great match. And an even greater win for Madison Quinn.
needed to explain myself to anybody. I did what I did on Shockwave to Haruki Hattori for a reason. All I was doing was making a statement out of the so-called legend here in CMV. And if what Haruki Hattori is what it takes to be a legend in CMV, I am not a legend. I am greatness. You know, those tag team side quests that I was sent on over on Octane with, what are their faces? Lorenzo Alexander and, what's his face? Jack Taylor. Those motherfuckers. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of doing what I'm told. I said no. And then I gave in. I took my eye off the ball and lost my CMV Intercontinental Championship. And there's no one to blame but Jack Taylor and Lorenzo Alexander. And guess what? Now Lorenzo Alexander and I have a match on the next episode of Shockwave. And Lorenzo, I understand you may be upset that your mentor got embarrassed in front of the pathetic CMV universe. And I understand you might want to get revenge for him, but I'm going to give you one warning and one warning only. Stay at home. Because what I'm going to do to you when you get in my way, or anybody gets in my way, you will not like it. They will not like it. So my advice to you, stay home. Do not come to work. And as for Jack Taylor's empty threats, if he really has an issue with me, he knows where to find me. We may be on the opposite brands now, but he knows where to find me, and I don't run away from smoke. So Jack Taylor, if you really have an issue with what I'm doing around here, come find me. But I promise you, the result that you may think you're gonna get, you're not going to like. I will make this one promise though. After I'm done with Lorenzo Alexander, I have my eyes set on one goal and one goal only. And that is the CMV Global Championship. So Chris Diamond, I'm looking at you. At the end of the day, if you defend your championship, if you lose it, I want that belt to be warm and ready for me, because I will come for the CMV Global Championship, and I will become CMV Global Champion.
Remy Martin and his brand new attitude. We will see in action a little bit later on as he indeed meets Lorenzo Alexander one-on-one. But coming up next, we've got a huge matchup. The global champion, Chris Diamond, is here and ready to compete. He'll be going one-on-one with Tops Newsom. Now, I hate to say this, and I hope that you believe me. It pains me because I love Chris Diamond. That's my best friend. Look it up. But even I have to agree with the sentiment of a large portion of the CM universe who say that Diamond's reign here as global champion has been one of the more fluky in CMV history. Look, his first defense, he retained by losing via countout, and his second defense at Validation, he retained the championship by a draw. And now, he's staring down the barrel at his third defense, guys. That global championship will be on the line at Bloodsport as Chris Diamond defends against Ahmed, the Egyptian Destroyer. He said he wasn't going to waste any time cashing in that Rite of Passage championship once he won it, and he's staying true to his word. He has officially cashed in the Rite of Passage championship and will get his shot in Mexico City. But Ahmed's, I struggle to say friend, comrade perhaps loosely, respect through their wars. Ahmed and Top Newsom have come to an understanding the Puppet Master, looking to do potentially some softening up, if you will, here tonight. This is not the first time these two have met, though. Two of the all-time great English superstars in CMV history about to collide. I might have to get someone, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I might have to get somebody to call that match at Bloodsport for me. I don't know if my heart will be able to take it. Ahmed, Chris Diamond for the Global Championship? I'll have a heart attack mid-match. I'll fall out of my chair. But right now it's Tops Newsome, Chris Diamond. Championship not on the line, but Tops Newsome got to know in the back of his mind, he wins here. Maybe he'll be waiting to face whomever leaves Bloodsport as the global champion. Pushed up against the ropes. Will we get a clean break? Here we do. A little bit of respect between these two goats. Back into the collar and elbow tie up. This time Newsome overpowers Chris Diamond. And Diamond's no idiot. He might put on a show when that bravado comes first, but he knows that Ahmed is no joke. There will be no count out. There will be no draw situation in Mexico City. Ahmed has been on one of the most dominant tears I'm confident in saying that we've ever seen in CMV history over 11 years. The last few months for Ahmed, it's been insane. He tapped out Morgan a few weeks ago. Middle of the ring. He threw Tom Newsome in the back of an ambulance. He destroyed Ben Stacy to win the Rite of Passage Championship. And then he led Team Octane to an unbelievable victory inside Hell in a Cell at Validation. And now he looks to finally become a world champion at Bloodsport. DDT! Well, Tom Newsome, I would typically say there's danger of a concussion, maybe some brain damage, but Newsome is probably already, that ship sailed a long time ago, I guess is what I'm trying to get to. So we don't have to really be worried about Tom Newsome taking head damage, a little bit, and trauma, if you would, but this frog splash across body from the top to the outside as he now throws Diamond back into the ring. Going to come, my friends. Up next, we are set to see Roger Devaney and Owen O'Rourke meet one-on-one. We've still also got Remy Martin and Lorenzo Alexander sort of steal the show. How about our main event, too? Zoe Remmy and Brina Storey. One-on-one whiffed. That forearm smash attempt at Diamond, but looks like he's going to be okay. Gets back into the ring. Immediately met by Newsome, who puts him up against the ropes. To the outside. Newsome showing off his agility, leaping back into the ring and catching Diamond with a stunner. What form? And don't think Diamond doesn't hear this chatter about the CM Universe calling him a phony champion, that he does not deserve to be global general, that this reign is maybe one of the more pathetic in CMV history. It's not like it's Diamond's fault. I mean, Troy Cole beat him deliberately by countout, and then it was a draw in the scramble at Validation. It's not like he willingly did any of that. It just happened. You got to go with the flow, but what I'm trying to say is Diamond is desperate to shut those people up. He wants a definitive retention against Ahmed at Bloodsport. That's going to be easier said than done. Side headlock. As Diamond looks to slow things down a tad here. Always, though, going to show off a little bit. Not impressed is Top Newsome, it would seem, with that kick to the side of the head. Now some more kicks to the midsection. Being a bit cheeky here is Newsome. Knife edge chop. Doesn't back down, though. Responds in kind. Well, both of them could use a tan. That's a slap across the face. Newsom gives it right back to him, though. Lighting each other up. Newsom getting the advantage there for a second. Ooh, missed that punch. Oh, just staring each other down. Newsom says enough of that. A Canadian neck breaker from the Puppet Master. Tries to follow up with a cheeky jab. Diamond driver! No! Says Tops Newsom. Short arm clothesline puts a stop to that. Lining up. Chris Diamond be looking for a Falcon Arrow. But Diamond drops down behind him. And a shot to the back of the knee of the brittle bones of Tops Newsom. Targeted. Drop down. Super kick. Countered. A reversal fest here between these two. Ooh, and that double axe handle. Yeah, that busted Chris Diamond open. Gonna try to capitalize, but Diamond, I think, countered top to bottom right there. Backbreaker, neckbreaker combo, both men down. What a match. Not surprising, the caliber of these two. Diamond gonna get back up quick, springboard moonsault. Gotta keep the pressure on someone like Newsom. Here's why. All he needs is that sliver of an opening. Wrench of the arm into the pin, but just gets a 1 count. Ahmed sure to be watching closely. This will be his second World Championship opportunity in his CMV career. His first was over a year ago. Whoa! Well, I'm sure Ahmed saw that. Break your neck foundation, but Diamond doesn't go for the pin. Diamond driver to follow it up. And an arm barely over the chest. But Newsom kicks out still. Diamond knew it was going to take more than that to keep Newsom down, but still the old man kicked out. An elbow catching Diamond there. Wait a minute. Around and around we go. Crucifix pin from Newsom. Kick out at 1 by the global champion. Oh, and Newsom now going to try to crack the neck. I don't believe he's a licensed chiropractor. Shush! Middle of the ring. But Diamond will not be silenced. A kick out by the champ. Newsom though watching him, not letting him get too far. Diamond with a forearm smash, sneak that in. Springboard knee! Troy Calhoun! Vintage Diamond with a super kick. But the veteran Newsom gets himself to safety, maybe not. Drop to the outside. And Diamond from the top all the way down to the outside, clothesline. Caution thrown to the wind, and lucky for Diamond, it paid off. Tries to drop a knee. A little too slow there, a little too much lollygagging. And Newsom now gonna throw Diamond down onto the floor. Tries for a headbutt. Ooh, got nothing but the floor. Spins around this Diamond. Forearm to the back. And a German suplex. Gets back into the ring. Diamond is going to try to win this match by countout. Preserve himself as much as he can heading into Bloodsport. Not a bad idea, but Newsom at 9 gets back into the ring. Well, I'm happy that Diamond did not win my countout there. This one continues. Pile driver from the Puppet Master now. Got him by the arm. Gonna try to take him old school. Diamond now out of the corner. Whoa, forearm. And a desperate pin. Isn't enough. kick out by Newsom. I hope Ahmed is taking those mental notes. I hope he's ready at Bloodsport, because the Global General will not go down easy. 1, 2, kick out again. And now Diamond starts to wonder, what is it going to take? Might be time to make another donation. The hell is he doing? Break Your Neck Foundation! A second time! 1, 2! Newsom. I have to imagine nothing but instinct there as you see him crawl to the corner, but Diamond, relentless. Takes him by the back of the head. The old man walked out behind the shed. Kick to the gut. And a beautiful disaster kick rings the bell of Newsom. And finally keeps the Puppet Master down for the count. What a match. Big whip. Oh no. The Egyptian Dominator slides into the ring, but Diamond will not back down. My two best friends for the Global Championship at Bloodsport. He's still my beating heart. My friends, we are live right now here on Shockwave number 157. And, well, up next we are supposed to see Roderick Devaney and Owen O'Rourke one-on-one, but something's going down backstage. We've got cameras on the scene now, and, well, it looks like the two of them are being attacked. I can't tell who the hell that is, though. Wait a minute. I do know who that is. That's Dallas. That's attacking Roderick Devaney. And I believe that's Terry. That's Big Terry over there fighting with O'Rourke. That's Toxic Company. What in the hell are they doing here on Shockwave? What the hell are they doing attacking these two? Well, for those who don't know, Toxic Company are, well, I don't want to say famous, infamous, I guess would be the better word, in Japan, where they've been competing the last few years. I don't know how the hell or why the hell they are here tonight, or more to the point, what is happening. But Devaney and O'Rourke, who were meant to be opponents tonight, are now being forced to, well, work together to deflect this ambush. Toxic Company Shouldn't be too surprised. I mean, this is what they're known for, these two brutes. Throwing Devaney off to the floor in a shaky friendship. I put that in quotes. Between Devaney and O'Rourke these last couple of weeks. We saw it kind of blow up on Octane a couple of weeks ago. They were hoping to hash it out in the ring tonight, but, well, I don't think that's going to be happening. Oh, but it saved Devaney, just saved Owen O'Rourke from maybe eating. Looked like Dallas was setting up for an Alabama slam, I think. Oh, Terry. Look at the size of this guy. It looks like he's never seen the sun. Devaney takes down Dallas into a sort of sleeper. What's going on? Well, vintage security here on Shockwave. Adam Valentine pays them hot dogs and a handshake. They're nowhere to be found. While Toxic Company delivers their brand of toxicity to Devaney and O'Rourke. Oh, thrown right to the side of those supply crates. Picks up the shovel, whacks it right over Terry's head. Terry, what is he pulling out? He's got the brass knuckles, but Owen O'Rourke is from Ireland. He's seeing that one coming. Would it be the first time he was cracked upside the head with a pair of knucks? Oh no, Devaney to save him this time. Alabama slam on the concrete floor to the Irishman. I don't even know if I would tell security to intervene here. Oh, not another one! A second Alabama slam. I think that might be O'Rourke dealt with. I don't see him getting back up from that. Roderick Devaney's left on his own. But just as we saw at Validation, he's not tucking tail. He's not backing down. He's standing and fighting. Might have just been a case of wrong place, wrong time. I think Toxic Company must have rolled up in here, just attacked the first couple of people they saw. So happened to be Devaney and O'Rourke heading toward the ring. But now Devaney's outnumbered with O'Rourke incapacitated. It's 2-1. Just throw like a rag doll. And off. Whoa, whoa. Oh no. Teeter. Whoa! Neck breaker off the top of the supply crates, man, and right down onto the cold concrete floor. We might need to warn the paramedics. Is Owen O'Rourke even breathing? I'm trying to look over there. I feel like I don't see his chest falling and rising. There's the brass knucks! And unlike O'Rourke, Devaney was not prepared. Toxic Company have arrived here on Shockwave, and their toxicity knows no bounds. We need to get some help back there right away. There's a reason that Dallas and Terry were essentially ran out of Japan. And Devaney and O'Rourke just learned why firsthand.
gonna start us off, or... Okay, I'll start us off. Oh yeah. Thank you, Rebecca and SJ. We worked hard to get to this point. It'll be an honor to face you two for the tag team titles.
SJ, I don't know what your deal is. I always thought that we were cool, and now you're bringing up stuff in my past and painting me as someone I'm not.
Anna.
No, first off, we've only been at a few dates and nothing official. She stopped showing up and stopped taking my calls. It's not my fault my current partner was there for me. Something Chirapita couldn't do.
Anna, couldn't this be done in private?
And another thing, SJ, I didn't steal Dallas and Diana. Dallas came to me and asked to be partners. Diana wanted to join too. It's not my fault the Outcasts are yesterday's news, and those two, among others, wants to be part of the hottest group in the world. Plus, the media outcasts didn't invent colorful attires. I didn't steal from you. I stole from them.
Anna, stop. This isn't you. Whatever happened between you and SJ and Chirpita, that's in the past. We got a title match to focus on. Don't let SJ get in your head, okay?
You're right. I'm sorry, Dallas. It's been a rough week. Say, Dallas, I've been meaning to ask you. You sound different from last week.
I had a cold last week.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Anyways, we look forward to fighting you two.
We do. But one last thing.
Damn it, Anna, don't...
How can I show up to face Chirpita if she's never around? Take your respect and shove it up your ass! We're taking the belts. You've made this personal. I'm done.
Anna! Ugh. Anna, get back here!
Oh, my friends, this tea is piping hot. I might have some more here. What the hell? Remy Martin does not look dressed to compete. And well, Lorenzo Alexander is in the ring. He's supposed to be going one-on-one with Remy Martin up next, but Emmett Jones, what the hell is he doing coming out here? It appears as though Remy Martin has no intentions of getting into the ring with his friend Lorenzo Alexander here tonight. Looks like we're going to get Emmett Jones, Lorenzo Alexander one-on-one, Remy Martin at ringside. Didn't have time to process what we just heard from Twisted Sisters, their response to the media outcasts. I'm just hoping that these two teams don't lose sight of the main goal at hand with all of this this hashtag drama between them, and that of course is the Women's Tag Team Championship. But Remy Martin, guys, who had some very strong words for Alexander a bit earlier tonight, now trying to pull the rug out from under. I guess it's safe to say his former friend now, Lorenzo Alexander, who was looking forward to getting his hands on Martin here tonight after last Shockwave, what Martin did to Haruki Hattori, which Martin said he just did what he had to do. I agree with Remy Martin. Look, he's got no time to be playing around with fossils. He didn't come to CMV to go digging around in the sand. I'd take a trip to Egypt, get out the digging tools, play around with ancient relics like Haruki Hattori. This man is here to be a champion. Lorenzo Alexander took issue with that. Obviously, Haruki Hattori, his mentor, been taking him under his wing these last couple of months. Remember, though, originally, I just want to say this. Before Lorenzo Alexander gets up on his high horse, remember, originally, he wanted nothing to do with Haruki Hattori himself. It took Hattori some convincing for a few weeks to get Lorenzo Alexander to agree to take his help. Not that I don't understand where Alexander's coming from. Remy Martin. Oh, and Remy just grabbed at Lorenzo's ankle. In an attempt to distract him, Emmett Jones tries to take advantage, but a gourd buster by the Hollywood Highlight. Oh, hang on. Alexander might get his hands on Remy Martin after all. Hey! Martin had better keep his distance. Up to the top rope, but who's he going to go for? Will he stay focused? Yeah, it goes for Emmett Jones, but the delay there, the hesitation, Might have just led him to break both of his knees on that landing. Ooh, a slap to the ass. Emmett Jones from the top with a Cam Harris special and a springboard moonsault to immediately follow into the pin. One, but just a 1 count. Emmett Jones, who's looking for his own fresh start here on Shockwave, no longer shackled to the regulators on the rocks. But Lorenzo Alexander, he takes it dry. Able to kick out, but damage certainly done as he gets into the corner. Remmy Martin now, what's he doing up on the apron? He's taking off that top turnbuckle cover. Playing games is the former Intercontinental Champion. Stunner! Absolutely catches Emmett Jones off guard. A little trip to the Sunset Strip. But the former farmer boy survives. However, Alexander now dropping some heavy blows across the chest. And Samoro referee has discovered the exposed turnbuckle there. Gonna go ahead and fix that. I, for one, love this new attitude exhibited by Remmy Martin. You're not gonna get far worrying about who you're friends with, who likes you and who doesn't. Pay respect to dinosaurs. Remmy Martin realized, a new era, he's on a new show. You gotta look out for numero uno. Superman punch. Emmett Jones, that's something he learned a couple of months ago. Remy sort of following in his footsteps, and now Emmett doing him a favor here. On the rocks. A second time. And Remmy Martin is loving it. Alexander, not so much. Oh, but a kick out at 2.999. Another springboard moonsault as Jones just keeps the pressure on. An onslaught now to the top. An elbow across the chest. The hurting heart of Lorenzo Alexander. And Emmett Jones picks up the win. While Remmy Martin has a smile brighter than I think any I've ever seen before. He dug the hole, he covered it with leaves, and Lorenzo Alexander walked right into it tonight. Well, Lorenzo Alexander learned a very valuable lesson himself here tonight. Don't trust anybody. Emmett Jones picks up a win for himself to kick off this new chapter of his career. And now I think Remmy Martin might owe him one. Might I just say, by the way, Remmy Martin looking particularly snazzy in that suit. I'm gonna have to ask him where he got that. Well, it's been a great night of action here on Shockwave number 157, my friends. It's our co-main event coming up next. With our main event still to go, Zoe, Remmy, Brina, Storey one-on-one first. It's a matchup that we could have gotten last Shockwave, as Carlos Corvo drafted a Shockwave, came out here last episode to introduce himself to the Shockwave faithful, and let it be known to the locker room that the KO kids come to take over. Diamante had something to say about that, came down to the ring and said, I don't know who you think you are, peacocking, coming out here your first night on Shockwave, thinking you're somebody, and well, challenge Corvo to a match on the spot. And the KO kid wasn't interested, though, told him to kick rocks and get lost. But now Corvo's had a week to prepare. See, he's a boxer. Boxers are used to having sometimes months to prepare, training camps before an opponent. Carlos Corvo, he's a prize fighter. He doesn't just fight any bum off the street at any time. I just hope that Diamante is prepared for this fight that he wants so bad. It's a fresh start for everyone following the draft, and Diamante, his buddies, Tobias Jones, Mike Magnum Maxwell, they're over on Octane now. A lone wolf once again, and eager to end this season strong. Been doing great since he arrived here in CMV Post-Ascendance 13. But we know this young kid, there's one thing on his mind right now, that's championship gold. He wants to try to end this season as a champion. And I'm sure he knows that picking up a win against someone the caliber of Carlos Corvo could go a long way in elevating his stock. Corvo, a former Octane Tag Team Champion and Intercontinental Champion. Like I said, does Diamante really know what he's gotten himself into? Once he feels Corvo knock him in the jaw with one of those right hooks, then he will. It should be too little too late. Swig of my W before this one. Hopefully Diamante got a swig as well, because here we go. Carlos Corvo, Diamante. One-on-one in our co-main event. Zoe, Remmy, Brina, Storey up next to cap off what's been a great show, and Diamante comes out swinging. I'm going to try to beat Corvo in his own game. Maybe Diamante has a little bit of a boxing background we're not aware of. Takes Corvo off his feet and now working the legs. This is a genius game plan put forth by Diamante the opening minute of this matchup. Scooped up, but drops down behind. Does the KO kid. He says, it's been too long since I've had a taste of championship gold in CMV. Time to change that. Been a great season. He won the Octane Tag Team Championship early on. Didn't hold it for terribly too long, but he also won the Intercontinental Championship. Also didn't hold that for too long. Perhaps the Intercontinental Championship longs to be around Corvo's waist once more. Gus Novell, the current champion, I'm sure taking stock of that Shockwave locker room. Well, the opening frenzy from Diamante has now been extinguished as Carlos Corvo takes firm control. And a snake eyes Up to Bretro Corvo. Looks to follow through. If nothing good for Diamante, backs him up. A little bit too far. Corvo, not a high flyer. He doesn't have that kind of distance. And smart. He could have taken the risk there, and it would have backfired terribly. Whoa, Diamante gonna try to steal the dub right here. Cheeky little roll-up, but does not go his way. Unfortunately, it won't be so easy. Diamante, punches. Diamante looking for maybe a buckle bomb there, but takes control. Does the KO Kid. Oh no! Big Ham! Where the hell is he? Oh God! Joey Bacon with a chair! And Diamante's seen the whole damn thing! I don't know how a 7-foot-tall, 600-plus-pound beast can sneak into the ring without the referee being aware. But somehow that's what just happened. And Joey Bacon warping that steel chair over Corvo's head. And I mean, you can't blame Diamante for taking advantage here. Obviously, the long-standing beef between Joey Bacon and Carlos Corvo was not settled at Validation in that elimination tag team match. Now that Corvo's here on Shockwave, Joey Bacon's going to make a snack of him. Diamante goes to the top. Double axe handle. Corvo has been busted open. I got to imagine it was off that steel chair shot. Bacon can be fast when he wants to be, man. He got the hell out of here before the ref had any idea what was going on. Diamante now shoots the half, hooks the leg. Strange twist of fate that just a couple weeks ago, Diamante was on the receiving end of Joey Bacon's fury. Now he might benefit from it. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And Diamante with a clothesline. Back elbow, chucks him out of the corner. And a kick to the back. The lone wolf stalking his prey. Out of the corner with a cutter. On the money, Corvo seeing stars. But a kick out still, Corvo's in it. Shock and awe of Diamante. Corvo's just unresponsive. I don't know that he'll last another minute at this rate. Diamante's just having his way with him. Thanks to Joey Bacon's assistance there. Now a power bomb. Middle of the ring. Going up top, Diamante looking for only one thing. The lowdown. Perfectly executed. 1, 2, 3. Diamante picks up the win. Thanks in large part, though, to Joey Bacon. Let's keep it a buck. Dare I say, it looked like Corvo might even have the match won before Joey Bacon, like a ninja, made his way into the ring while the ref was distracted and broke that steel chair over Corvo's head. Again, though, I'm not going to hold it against Diamante. He took advantage. Took that ball and ran with it. A big win for Diamante here tonight. Carlos Corvo has got bigger issues, literally. Main event time here on Shockwave, number 157, my friends. And a show stealer we potentially got lined up here as Zoe Remmy and Brina Storey will square off. Both these women, they're about a fingertip away from being crowned the inaugural CMV Divine Champion last Shockwave. But it was neither of them. It was Danielle Davis who had lasted 19 other women to make history. I'm sure that's going to stick in the craw of Brina Storey especially, but I think it was the case again of, much like in the Women's Royal Rumble match at Mob Violence, Storey was so consumed with her hatred for Danielle Davis, she lost track of the ultimate goal and paid the price. And as I said earlier tonight, Zoe Remmy and Brina Storey going one-on-one here with the winner sure to take a big step toward being the first woman to challenge Danielle Davis for her Divine Championship. And, well, the Divine, we're going to be keeping a close eye on this one. I think just about all of us thought for a moment last episode that the captain was going to force Danielle Davis to walk the plank. Came so close, did Remmy, but fell short. But she got so close she could taste it. Now she's got a taste for World Championship gold. Rum will no longer do. Salty fish from the sea. No thank you. The Divine Championship is what Zoe Remmy craves. So it's Zoe Remmy, Brina Storey in our main event. And although not officially a number one contenders match, Danielle Davis certainly knows that the winner of this one will very well be making their way toward such an opportunity. Kick things off with a collar elbow tie-up. What a year it has been for Brina Storey. Debuted at the start of this new season. Only over a month later, made history alongside B. Barrett, winning the inaugural Women's Tag Team Cup, winning the Women's Tag Team Championship, reigning for a good chunk of the season. The post-Ascendance 13, though, things started to go pear-shaped for Brina Storey, thanks to Danielle Davis, taking her out in London, England, costing her the Queen of the Ring finals. Storey came back, though, looking for revenge, and got it at Validation in that street fight. But now she's looking to become Divine Champion. But so is Zoe Remmy is the problem here. Nice dodge by Storey. Remmy, meanwhile, debuted here in CMV about halfway through the season. Of course, defeated Sarah Miller at a Matter of Pride 2 to become Zero-G champion. That Swanton bomb just about flattened her like roadkill. Back up though, Remmy. With a power bomb on the floor. These two not afraid to get very rough. Which I'm sure Danielle Davis, if nothing else, loves to see. Up to the top rope. Storey, though, gets back into the ring. Remmy's still going to go for it. A Cam Harris, well, pseudo Cam Harris special there. Into the pin, but a kick out just before 2. Off the ropes. Whoa, both women just trying to throw whatever they can at one another. There we go. We can get all of that springboard dropkick, though. The ring is a bit slippery. All that grease Joey Bacon dragged into it. La Maestro! La Maestro! Zoe Remmy tries to take the dub and a kick out at one by Storey. Oh, up onto the shoulders. And a single knee gut buster. Making it hard for Storey to breathe as Remmy sends her overhead now with a monkey flip. End of this season fastly approaching. It's our next special event, Bloodsport Live. From Mexico City, just around the corner, Remmy! Looks to drop the anchor. I don't think she got it, though. No, I don't think she connected. Gonna make up for it by pulling Storey in. C4 does connect, but it's not enough to keep Storey down. We all make mistakes. Remmy made up for that, but ooh, it was not enough. Off the ropes, ooh, getting funky. He drops that knee. Storey's in a lot of trouble right now. He's got to quickly turn things around. Looks to do that, but some sneaky elbows getting in from Remmy. Meteor misses. Now Storey's got her Irish whip into the corner. Thinking a bit too long. Now a power slam towards the middle of the ring. And Brina Storey really took a big step up at Validation. When she defeated Danielle Davis in that street fight, she proved her toughness. She proved that she can hang with the upper echelon, with the elite of this women's division. She proved that she can beat them. Pele kick! And now with the win here tonight, she could prove that she deserves to be considered as #1 contender for that Divine Championship. Nothing would make Danielle Davis more unhappy, I'm sure, but allow my shot again. Storey's able to kick out, though. She just narrowly avoided getting hit with the brains of the beltway there. There's that knee again from Remmy. The captain pulling into port. Gonna try to make Brina Storey walk the plank. Missed there, though, off the ropes. Boom! Right to the side of the head. So fast is Brina Storey to Remmy. Off the ropes. Drop down. Caught! Brains! On the beltway. 1, 2. But the captain digs down deep to survive. How much longer was Remmy? Looks to stay on the attack. Hang on. Scooped up, countered into a reverse DDT. And says Remmy as she delivers that swing and neck. But now both women down here in our main event. Great matchup so far. Who will take a step up in the rankings when it comes? Who will receive that first shot at Danielle Davis and the Divine Championship? Our champion undoubtedly watching right now. I think if she had her pick, I would wager a guess she'd rather face Remmy. I don't think Danielle Davis ever wants to get into the ring with Brina Storey again after what Storey did to her at Validation, and I'd say that's fair enough. Might not have a choice, though. Brina Storey, springboard drop kick directly to the face. Not looking good for our captain. She stands 10 toes down, though. Another shining wizard. This time right into the pin with nothing left. But it's a kick out by Storey. Zoe wastes no time. Doesn't beat around the bush. That spinning back fist may have just knocked the life out of Brina Storey by the look of it. Oh, where's she going now? To the outside. Just throws Brina Storey through the ropes to the outside. Now through the ropes for a drop kick. Baseball slide drop kick. Double boot stomps to the lower back. Zoe Remmy Right up a story of her own here tonight. Forearm smash is rejected. Vintage! Brina Storey taking her all around the world. It's big trouble for Zoe Remmy as Storey goes to the top for a monumental moonsault. 1, 2. But the 3 count eludes our DC Dynamo. Springboard DDT. Oh, man, I heard the crunch. And Storey is fired up. Remmy looks like she's on another planet right about now. Can she snap back to reality before? It's all too late here. Our main event. Brina to the top. Tries for the Cam Harris special, but now that one properly lined up. Remmy's got the right idea here, rolling to the outside of the ring, an attempt to catch her breath, but Storey's going to keep on her like a monkey on a cupcake. Throws her right back into the ring. These two have got some respect for one another, but that respect goes out the window when we're talking about the Divine World Championship. Up on the shoulders, another single knee gutbuster there as we see Remmy. What can she pull out at this point? What's left in the gas tank of the captain? God, these power slams. That's like the 6th power slam, I think. Maybe it's the last one. Still, Remmy kicks out. What a match. And Brina's starting to get frustrated at this point. And she's tried everything. Brains in the beltway. The monumental moonsault as well. Neither has been able to put away Remmy here. Up onto the shoulders. Samoan drop. Do a lot of damage to the midsection. Back to the top. Back to the top. Another. No! Went to the well. One too many times. Monumental moonsault is avoided. And now Remmy, this is her chance. Her opening. To the top. Drop the anchor. Into the pin. Can Remmy do it? 1, 2, 1. Did Brina Storey just kick out at 1? Pardon? Excusez-moi? This late in the match, Brina Storey just kicked out at 1 after Remmy dropped the anchor on her. I think the captain's a little bit perplexed right now. And I'd say fair enough. Oh, did I drink a little bit too much of that rum earlier? Vertical suplex, nothing fancy about it, but you're not worried about fancy. When you're in the trenches, Remmy, whoa! Moonsault off the apron. And again, Remmy is given a tour and dropped. Face first on the floor. She's out. Remmy is certifiably out right now. Storey gonna toss her back into the ring. Shoots the half. Hooks the leg and count to 1,000 here. 1, 2, 3. Brina Storey pins the captain and may have just set herself up as the Divine! The Divine! Danielle Davis, what the hell? Davis is attacking Remmy, but Brina Storey having none of it and sends the Divine packing. Remmy doesn't realize, I don't think, fully what just happened, but Brina Storey just saved her skin.